Good morning here from Chişinău in Moldova. I would like to give you some impressions of this city here. It's the Vodno of Chişinău. If I would like to compare that, Vodno, for all who know Skopje, it's a very similar city to Chişinău. It's here the hill, and here is of course where the richer part of the population lives, and it's actually looking very nice. It's very green city. It's also a bilingual city. It's quite similar to Skopje can be very much compared to Chişinău. And as all know, here some renovated houses, here some non-renovated houses. It is like Vodno 10 years ago, and I know Macedonia very well. And obviously, if you compare, this is one of the renovated houses, non-renovated, green, the hill, the climate. Of course, Skopje is a bit more in the south, and it's more Mediterranean. There's different issues in some aspects, but it's also quite similar. And you know, I think some years ago there was of course a big debate if Macedonia should be in NATO. You might remember in the beginning of the 2010s I was very much active for EU and NATO membership of Macedonia, and I would like to remind everybody that this is happening now. Of course, you know, the protectionists and the anti-Americans and the anti-capitalists, they are blocking Macedonia now to join the European Union. Obviously, that's a very big mistake. But the Americans and the reasonable people of the West have already managed to have Macedonia in NATO. And obviously many things had to be solved, and they were solved, and then we have this beautiful country of Macedonia now in the European, NATO, not in European Union, because of the problems which we have inside, because of our confusion and wrong policy. But when you look here now and you see these places, it is very similar to Skopje, and I could walk now downhill from Vodno, that's the hill with the cross, and you could also, many people who watch this video will not really be able, of course you have the number plates, so I can prove that I'm here in Moldova. But of course, you know, you have always the issue, which also Dr. Busek explained me, and I didn't need that explanation actually, with all respect, that we have the problem of Russia here, and Russian influence and Russian power and Russian dominance. I know that. I know that Russia is much more dangerous than Serbia, and I know they have a different and more powerful hegemonial kind of approach, and they have nuclear weapons. The world knows that, because Mr. Putin does not get tired to remind us every single day. But shall we give up countries and leave them under Russian domination, as we have done, by the way, for the last 30 years with Moldova, Ukraine and Belarus and the Caucasus? Shall we give them up just because of that? So a typical new building here. That's a very interesting new complex. They are now, where everything is, by the way, in Romanian language. And here, this will be a very beautiful new development, and it's already for sale, and things are moving positively here in this country. Here you see the old communist blocks, and that's basically the way, Macedonia. And we could have also given up Macedonia and left it to the nationalists. The Russians were also very interested, and all the problems they are now making via their powerful influence in Bulgaria, they are doing that as well for what I can say, for this country. So giving up has actually led, exactly because that we have tried, more or less the European Union has for 30 years done very little for European Moldova, and all the time there was pro-European government. We have not supported it very much, and then the Russians have installed another government again, a pro-Russian government. So the history of the last 30 years is like this. Very limited effort by the Europeans, beyond symbolism, a rejectionism of real EU future, contrary to what I have advised all the time, and all the voices like me to quiet them, because we want to have peace with Russia. Yes, and so we have peace with Russia. I think since 1999 we have constant war with Russia. That's the reality of this country and of our failed policy of Mrs. Merkel in the last 20 years. She had a good time in the beginning. I was also hopeful, but it was easier to appease Russia and to make this big compromise and to let the SPD handle the Russian agenda and basically not confront them, but have this kind of reality. Here I'm now at the big park again. I'm getting a bit better acquainted with the city. It's my 4th time here. And today, of course, it's a big holiday. And here there is a kind of flea market. This is the cemetery, and the National Day, the 9th of May, is of course a very special day here for everybody. It's a day of Europe. Here obviously they are celebrating Victory Day, because officially in all post-Soviet Union countries, I don't think in the good ones like Estonia, Latvia, they probably have changed to the European Day, but I always say that we have to change towards the European narrative, because the 9th of May is the European Day and not the Russian Victory Day or the Stalin Victory Day, because this day should be the day of peace in Europe, and we have overcome war. But the Russians, they are celebrating Victory Day because they are still for military settlements, as they have shown now since the 24th of February. And in reality, it's always a big mistake to say this, because in reality we have war since 8 long years, since end of February, 27th of February, where the military takeover of Crimea and this big land theft, land grab, this theft of Crimea was happening. And obviously that is the situation, and we are in that crisis since then. So far for that one. I have shown you some of these places, and I compare, of course, Chişinău always with Skopje, and I think it's the most relevant comparison to make it very clear, and to also compare these two cities. I will now do much more of this comparison and explain Moldova as I see it today on the European Day 2022 in Chişinău. And more to come from this beautiful city and from this beautiful day. I will show you all the things I see as I see it, and as I hope there will be real lasting change towards Europe here from this beautiful day. I will walk now to the Monument of Liberation. That is of course the big central point today. There's already a lot of activities here on that one, and I will explain you how I see it and how it is. Obviously the narrative changes will take some time, and it's complicated, and we will have to work on that, and I will do my part of it, and I will try to explain the necessary changes here in Moldova in the coming weeks and months, and activity will be like that. Thanks a lot for that one. More to come from Paxa Rubiana. Bye.